Hey guys, I am Lana. This is from Corporate to Crystals. We're back for another video. This video is video number 18 in the series, Things I Wish Someone Would Have Told Me About the Twin Flame Journey. And I'll tell you what, I wish someone would have told me that the things that I was getting made fun of in my life, I was getting made fun of them or getting made fun of for them, and I think they have to do with this journey. So I'm going to share it. And these are some weird things about me. And if you guys have any like allergies and sensitivities that you have experienced in your life, I would love to know about it. If you're willing to share, comment and like this video if it resonates, comment if you have some like other ones or similar ones or something. But basically, throughout my life, I've had a lot of like allergic reactions and skin sensitivity stuff. So I have like two examples I'm going to give you guys today to explain like how embarrassing it can be. But basically I got to a place in my life where, you know, as a girl, you hang out with your girlfriends and everyone's like trying to share beauty products or trying to be like, oh, you should try this product and whatever. And it got to a point where I was like, I can't do that. Like, I'm not the girl who can take your advice for the really awesome moisturizer that you love to use. Like, I'm not gonna try it because I've had enough experiences where I've like broken out in hives or like my eyes will literally swell up and like get so swollen that it looks like it's not a good look. Like whatever it is, it's not a good look. So it doesn't matter where on my face I put the product, it will first impact my eyes and swell those up. So I had to stop using like anything other than like hypoallergenic beauty products. And so I just kind of had to start accepting that. So onward I went through my life, and I would say it was around 2012 is when like it started getting kind of intense where I was working for a corporation and I remember having to like ask for days off and also like ask for special permission to wear certain shoes, because what happened was I bought a new pair of shoes just like, you know, anyone would, and the pair of shoes I bought, apparently I was allergic to them. And so like I wore them for a full day before noticing that anything was like not kosher, like not going well. It's not like you can like take the shoes off and like swap them for another pair. I was like at work all day. So anyway, when I got home from work, I was like, my feet seem to be like weird or whatever. And so I didn't think too much of it because it wasn't bad yet. And then I wore them. I think it had a delayed reaction is what actually happened. So I wore it 2 days in a row or 2 days in a week, something like that. Well, what happened was my entire foot in the shape of the shoe was a bright red rash from whatever the material was that these shoes were made of. My skin was allergic to them. So I had to go to the dermatologist and like deal with this, and they called it contact dermatitis, which, you know, is basically just a fancy way of saying you're allergic to something in these shoes. And so I had to get like steroids to chill it out and stuff. And I was like, wow, that sucks. Like never buying that brand again. Onward I went. It happened with 4 other brands of shoes. Like I can't just buy random shoes because I don't know if they're gonna make my feet have this crazy like rash allergic reaction. So basically when I buy a brand new pair of shoes, I have to like keep the receipt and like monitor my feet and see how my feet are going to react to the shoes in case I need to return them, because this is like a thing that I've had to deal with. And it also is just embarrassing because then I literally have to like, the only way to help it calm down is to like not wear shoes, to like have sandals and let it like kind of breathe. And, you know, that wasn't exactly the footwear that my companies wanted me to be wearing. So it was just like an ordeal, to say the least. So I got the shoe thing figured out. That was like very annoying. And my mom, I remember her, she's a nurse. She's like, I have no idea who in the family, like, I've heard of no one with these issues, like, at all. And so it was kind of this ongoing thing where everyone was just like a little bit perplexed about why I was so sensitive or had these allergies. They were unique allergies. And I've always had like tons of seasonal allergies too that could be food related, and I just never got it checked out. I don't know. But I do remember like my mom and I talking about how I have more allergies than anyone in the family. And then the last story is interesting because I remember I had gotten a brand new like chapstick or lip balm or whatever, and it wasn't anything crazy. It was just like a normal one. And I used it for 6 years. I loved it so much. It was like high quality, it was like good ingredients, and it worked really well. And so when something works, I stick with it because of these issues. Well, all of a sudden, 6 years in, the company changes their recipe. And so the same chapstick I've been buying for 6 years, they end up changing the recipe, and my face is blowing up in a rash. And I didn't think it was the chapstick because I had used it for 6 years. So I had to do this thing where I isolate down all my beauty products and figure out what is causing it by like eliminating them one at a time. And then once I figured it out that it was the chapstick, I had to find a new chapstick, and basically I just end up using Aquaphor because every other chapstick does the same thing. So after it did the like eye swelling up thing, then my lips just get a crazy, like, it looks like I have really bad chapped lips. That's what it ends up looking like. So until you figure out that it is the chapstick, and like also give it probably about a month to just calm down and like decompress, it looks like you just have really bad chapped lips, which is again not a good look. So now I only use Aquaphor, which is basically just like a Vaseline type thing. I can't use any like fancy like beauty products. It just isn't, my skin like won't let me use a lot of the stuff that's out there. So I have to use very, very natural products. And even then I'm still nervous to try stuff because it just doesn't feel worth it because I've gotten burned like a couple times, you know? So yeah, it's just a little bit embarrassing, and I of course wanted to put it on the internet. So if you guys have experienced this too, what I believe is happening is, now that I understand kind of the ascension stuff and this journey, is high vibrational beings or high frequency beings, the DNA that we are incarnated in is a higher frequency DNA. And because of that, essentially you are in a higher frequency than the planet. So everything in the third dimension is very dense. The food is dense, the environment is dense. And so when you're in a higher frequency, there's just some kind of like with people, right? When you're in a higher frequency, there's some repelling that happens between higher frequency and lower frequency beings. Well, the same thing goes for a higher frequency being that is consuming or applying like lower frequency products. I think that's what it is. And I've heard this before where you just have like a lot of sensitivities or allergies to some of the environmental factors in the third dimension. So interesting topic, but I would love your thoughts. Tell me if you guys have experienced this, not exactly like, you know, a shoe rash or whatever the heck I'm talking about, but I'd love to hear your stories if you're willing to share. Okay, cool. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!